Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is a Bat Châtillon 155-58, the Tier 10 French SPG, and we're located on the north spawn of Fiery Salient. Now, the owner of this vehicle is UKSkaface, and we've seen him in battle before, and I've tried to get this replay recorded a while back, but unfortunately we had problems with our programming, but those problems have now been fixed and I'm recording again. Now, this particular Arty has a 155mm howitzer. It's pretty effective. Unfortunately, it does only about half the damage of fellow tier 10 Artys. It only does 1250 alpha compared to the T92, which does 2250, or the Conqueror gun carriage, which will do 2200. So it does a lot less damage, but of course it does have an autoloader with 3 rounds, so it can put 3 rounds of 155mm ammo downrange very quickly. Rounds out on that Wizzy. Oh, lands short. That's unfortunate. Auto loading. Next round's in, ready to go. Now that T49 Scout, he's buzzing up and down, doing a bit of spotting. Very dangerous, but very difficult to hit. But that T10 is static, and that makes a lovely target. Now he's pulling back behind those railway carriages, but UKSkaface is not going to fire at him because he's found a better target, a Wizzy 111-14. That's a tier 9 heavy. He's moved up to the centre line, and that's a bit of a mistake because that's a direct hit. 330 hit points, 3 critical hits. And if he stays there while he's tracked, he's going to get another round. Rounds out, another hit. 218 hit points this time. And unfortunately, we've got a long reload now before we can actually get another shot off. Almost 45 seconds, but in the meantime, UKSkaface is keeping an eye on that STRV. Now, the Bat Châtillons, both of the Bat Châtillons actually come above the Lorraines, the 15550 and the 15551 in the tier tree. But the designs for the Bat Châtillons were actually caused the cancellation of the Lorraine project. And although prototypes were built, they were never put into production. And the same happened with the Bat Châtillons. They built prototypes, but they didn't put them into production in the end. Now we've got a Malchen and an E100. The Malchen's moving forward. Rounds out. Oh, right into the side. 177 hit points there. And he looks like he's going to go for the E100 now again. Next one. Round out. And that definitely hit the target. No explosion, so we know for certain it hit the E100. And he's picked up some stun assist off the Malchen. There's an awful lot of defenders further up the west side in the 1 and 2 line. And they're going to be able to put rounds into those tanks. And M103 has also appeared. And it looks like the enemy is making a thrust up the west side of the map. And there's also a Conqueror gun carriage on UKSkaface's team, and he's also in the 1 or in the 2 line actually. And that Malchen, look at the scar from the impact on the side of his vehicle. I'm not sure if that was UKSkaface who put that there or the Conqueror gun carriage, but there's also a scar on the engine deck, and it looks like it's on the gun as well. Oh, and that one's right onto him as well. That looks like they hit the front. But he picked up another 265 hit points. He's almost ready to shoot. Doesn't want to fire into the wreck, so he's waiting for it to clear the wreck. And it's kill shot. 110 hit points. He got him that time. And there's the STRV further up, but the M103 can be seen. So's the STRV can be seen now. Round out. And he splashes him. 270 hit points, 2 critical hits. And he's pulling back. And he's out the game. That's good. Oh, and that M103 is taking a lot of damage. He's using those wrecks for cover, but it's not really helping much. And UKSkaface is indicating him as the next target. Or is actually, no, the Conqueror gun carriage is indicating him, but he doesn't need to because he has been taken out of the game by the M103 on the UKSkaface's team. But right up on top of the hill, and we're waiting for the turret to turn round, is a VK4502 Tier 9 German medium. Is it a medium? No, it's a heavy. Okay, he's loaded. He's ready to shoot. 3 rounds. 155mm ammunition. He's stationary. He's taking a shot. Round out. Hits him. 137 hit points. And he picks up some stun assist immediately after for 410. Right, he's ready to go again. And he gets another hit. 230 hit points this time. And he's tracked. He's tracked. And he's out the game. He's been taken out. So he picked up a load of stun assist there. And the T10 that was with him is also gone. So they're 2 tanks ahead now, and there's a Death Star. The FV215B183 is on the west side of the map, so UKSkaface has had to turn his turret all the way around. We can't see him at the moment, he's unsighted. He's hiding behind those 2 wrecks, but he's out of sight. Now somebody's going to have to go forward. UKSkaface is indicating his target. And he's still got 1 round spare. But he can't see the Death Star. Wizzy 132A, a light tank, is going up to have a quick look. Okay, he's found a Waffenträger Alpha Panzer IV. He's a little further back, and he's going to put a round into him. Rounds out. Oh, he tracks him and splashes him for 198 hit points and does 4 critical hits. I'm sure that must have taken out some of the crew members of that Waffenträger. And he's picking up stun assist. That was a round from the Conqueror gun carriage. Okay, they're only 1 tank ahead at the moment. But they've conquered the hill. They've got the hill. And in fact, actually, they're now pushing on the enemy base. And there's a T-54 down there who's trying to defend the railway crossing. And the Wizzy 11114 is trying to spot the enemy on top of the hill. But it looks like he's having a bit of difficulty. And the Bat Chat's going down the other side now. UKSkaface is almost reloaded. He's going to put a round into the Wizzy 111. Round out, and it lands in front, but he does get some stun assist, and the Wizzy 111 is down. There's the enemy Arty, it's been spotted. GWE 100 dialing in the aim, wants to get it accurate. Direct hit, 330 hit points, 2 critical hits, and stunned him, and he's moving. He knows he's got to go. Round out, and that's a kill shot. 220 hit points, and UKSkaface's 2nd kill of the game. Right, the E75 is pulling back. He knows that the enemy are now threatening his base, his cap, and he's got to get into the bushes so he can reset, but he's being hit by the Conqueror gun carriage. He's getting behind those bushes. He needs to defend against the... if that T-54 gets overwhelmed and the Bat Chat gets over the rise, he needs to defend the cap against the rest of the team, the UKSkaface's team. And they're starting to push down now. Okay, T-54. He's rather static on this side, although he's moving about at the moment. But UKSkaface is loaded. He needs to give a good lead on this at the moment because that T-54 has suddenly gone mobile. He was sitting there watching that railway line crossing, but the moment that UKSkaface is loaded, he pulls away. I suspect he's down near that. Yes, he is down near the GW. Okay, puts a round in down there. It's going to miss, but it does stun the T-54. He's going to have to defend against that Bat Chat. He knows it's there. In the meantime, over on the other side of the battlefield, the Death Star suddenly appeared. And he's gone behind those wrecks. Dangerous opponent, and he's tracked. Oh, that first round does 37 hit points of damage. But he is taken out. He's out the game. Okay, the E75's been spotted. And he's moved into the mid part of the battlefield. But he's trying to sit behind those bushes. He's still defending the cap. Rounds out? No, it fell short. I think he just aimed a little too short, anticipating the E75 was going to keep moving. And no, he just sat behind the bush. So we've got a long reload now. But the rest of UKSkaface's team, they're now starting to move down. There is only 4 enemy remaining. One Arty, which presumably must be on the west side of the battlefield, somewhere in the 1 or 2 line. The Waffenträger Alpha Panzervier, the E75 and the T54. The T54 is valiantly defending that railway crossing, but he's gone. He's been taken out by the Wizzy 132, who's now up on the ridgeline at the centre. There's the Waffenträger Alpha Panzervier, and he's gone. That means the enemy is down to 2 vehicles. The E75, who's in the middle, and the enemy Arty, which must be on the west side of the map, because he would have been spotted by now if he was on the east side, for sure. Okay, E75's been spotted. And there's the Bat Chat 155-58 of the enemy team. Yes, he was over on the west side of the battlefield, and UKSkaface is going for him, and he's moving because he knows he's about to get hit by Arty. And yes, a round goes in there, 117 hit points. He's stunned. He's running for cover. He knows the end is near. He's the only one left alive on the enemy team. And that's a kill shot. 361 hit points of stun assist, but he got 12 on the final hit, and that finished him off. So well done. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this one. Okay, it's a first class tanker for UKSkaface in the Bat Châtillon 155-58. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 12 in that one. And he got a counter battery because he took out the GWE100 and he took out the Bat Chat 155-58 on the enemy team. Unfortunately, he didn't get the Confederate, but somebody else must have picked it up because he was doing an awful lot of work in that battle. Okay, he came 5th when it came to damage, 2,777 hit points. He also came top when it came to kills with 3, and he got the second highest base XP of 981. When it came, he fired 20 rounds. He got 10 direct hits, 10 penetration, 8 splash. He did damage of 2,777 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He hit 9 of the enemy, but killed 3 of them. He also did damage assistance of 181 and stun assistance of 2,984 of 15 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 65,148 credits, and after ammunition resupply, which is fairly cheap because it's only 155mm ammo, so it is relatively cheap, he still had 66,201 credits left. And I think the difference there is there's a holiday ops bonus that's just not showing, and that's why he's got about the same amount that he started with, in fact slightly more. He received 1,472 experience points, and it was ×2 for the first victory of the day, and there's another holiday ops bonus in there, so he actually took away 3,474 experience points in total. So well done there, UKSkaface. That was a brilliant demonstration of how well the Bat Chat 155-58 can really dominate the battlefield, and you were helping a lot of your team because you were helping on both sides of the battlefield simultaneously. You weren't just focusing on one side, you were doing your best to focus everywhere. And you actually didn't relocate. I think should send a note to the owner of the Bat Chat. You must relocate a little, otherwise you'll end up like that GWE100. If you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.